Are you ready?
I'm ready.
She's ready. John Peckman Podcast. Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge. Go through one set of lights. Start looking left. You will find us. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are here today with a new friend, someone I met. Has it been 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
At least 2.
Yeah, at least 2 minutes. Her name is Lynn Tracey. She is the director of the Portland Senior Center over here in Portland, Connecticut. But there is a musical component to this title, apparently.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so do you want to tell us what you do over there musically, and then we can go back into the whole how it all started.
Sure. So what I'm doing right now is bringing music back by having jam sessions on Tuesday nights for seniors 50 and up, and that includes me. And then
that includes me too.
But there you go.
Yeah.
See, it happened overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Thursdays I do a third Thursday music event, which is similar to an open mic, but I have it pre-scheduled, so I already know who the performers are going to be.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's a residential thing over there, or no? Or this is for anyone?
No, it's for anybody. So you could be in Middlesex County.
Oh, I got
and
you.
some folks even come from Vernon.
Oh, wow.
But as long as everybody's a senior.
Right.
And then the people who come.
Do you card everyone?
I just sort of eye.
Although over 50, though.
It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
It
I
is.
bet. Yeah.
But I know most of the people, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How long you been over there?
She's not long. September.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're making things happen.
Yeah, that was my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Did you tell them that you're like, yo, I'm going to bring music into this?
Yeah, they saw what I was doing in Wallingford, and then during.
I'm from Wallingford.
You are?
I grew up, in Wallingford. Yeah.
Okay, so I was at the senior center there.
Did you hire this the 60s? What are we called? 60s Satisfaction.
60s Satisfaction.
Pierce Campbell.
Oh, Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually Pierce.
I played there.
Oh.
That was me.
Oh, hey.
With I played there at least once with
Yeah.
Pierce and the boys.
That's great. Yep.
Yeah.
Karen Anderson's the lady who hires. And
Okay. Yep.
Pierce is coming to perform over here next month, in March.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's awesome.
He is.
Yeah,
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
small world.
Yeah, it's getting smaller. That's the thing we're finding out with these shows. The more we do, the dots get connected. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So you started in Wallingford.
Well, that's how they heard about me in Portland. I mean, they knew me in Portland through some friends in town.
Okay.
And during the COVID outbreak, I
Sure.
had reached out to Susan Bransfield and said, hey, can I do a performance for you guys on Zoom? So I did that.
Oh, cool.
And then somebody else I connected them with did another performance for them on Zoom, and we sort of got the community to get hip to Zoom a little more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then...
That's got to be cool for them, though.
Yeah.
And they can kind of hook up with their families during all this.
it was important to have them kind of get a hint as to how to connect with that. So, and now more people know how to use Zoom. So more things are, and it's great for even just bad weather or whatever.
So you can keep your things going. You can keep them going. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So came over to Portland. So where'd you grow up?
Newington.
Oh, okay. All right. I live in Berlin.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Berlin is our neighbor, right?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
A lot of things happening in Berlin. I mean, isn't there a place on the turnpike there, the Pine Loft?
Yeah, the Pine Loft.
Yeah, they have
around
a
the corner.
lot of things going on still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've only lived there just over a year, so I don't know everything, but it's a cool town.
It is.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I like it. Nice people.
Yeah. Yeah. So far.
Yeah.
Here's how I can tell. My driveway, I have to. It's like on a hill, so I kind of have to put the ass end of my car out to see if anyone's coming, and most people in Berlin will let me go. That's how I know it's a nice town. They're just, go ahead. Like, okay, thanks. I appreciate it. Because I'm not doing it on purpose. Right. They just know that, like, sorry, I'm not trying. Anyway.
Right.
So
that's good.
From Wallingford, so you came to Portland. You were like, I'm bringing it. I'm bringing the music.
Yeah, I wanted to. So I had, performed at the Waverly Open Mic when it first started.
Yeah.
With the Lions Club, I think, did it. And then through Frank and Carol Winiski, they sort of ran that, and Michael Pelton was part of that.
Okay.
And then that's how I sort of got used to, that community and familiar with the Waverly Senior Center.
Yep.
And then I did the last performance there was a party gras.
Oh, wow.
And then COVID.
Oh,
it was the last gig.
Yikes.
And we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But that's where I performed last. And now I'm director of the Senior Center. And it's so cool because I felt like a real big connection to the seniors and the community there.
Yeah.
And so my vision was, I just want to
keep
bring
it going.
So much back, and let's try to make this happen. And so
that's cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
And it's working out.
It really is. It's starting to build up. And then, of course, we had this back step again. But people are, next week I have a ton of things coming up.
Yeah, but they're zoomed up.
Yeah,
from before.
They're zoomed up. And now they're ready to come back in-house. So next week I have 3 huge programs.
Really?
Yeah, all music.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
great. People like it.
Yeah, they can't wait to get back. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's going to be, if you ever are not there, they're going to have to, those are big shoes to fill. They're going to be like, we got to have music. It's got to be a music thing.
Well, I feel like I'll stay there for a long time because I feel like it's home for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot to do still.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, I really want to get soundproofing in there and make that room.
Nice.
It's just too live.
Gotcha. See?
But I've donated.
See, that's the attention to details. There's, as you know, and so we'll talk about your musical history. But yeah, I'm like that. Whenever I go into a room, I'm like, no, we got to fix this. If you had your way, because it's a drag. If the room's too loud,
you can't even talk in it.
Yeah,
and it's you should come over and you'll see.
Yeah, right.
But I think there's a way to fix it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
A couple of grants.
I'm sure there is. Yeah. Well,
you
Dave's
know?
the guy to talk to. I mean, do it around here.
He did say, and it's nice in here. I can see the soundproofing in the wall.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Panels.
Yeah, just cut down on the reflection, 50% of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So that it's not loud. So tell us about your musical journey. How did it start? What do you do?
So years ago, when I was in brokerage, I was trading stocks and bonds and doing all that. Okay. I went to take some private lessons and I was 24 at the music shop in Southington.
Oh, all right.
And then the teacher said, you should come to the conservatory and check it out. And I said, no, why would I do that? I already have my career, guitar.
Oh, okay.
And she kept bugging me to do it. So 2 years after, she would write the number on my book. Harvard Conservatory, the address.
Do you now think that maybe there was a kickback scenario? Do you think now or no?
No, well, she just really
knew.
wanted me to go. She thought I had something. So I said, what, I'll just go. So she stops writing this. I feel bad. She keeps, so I'll go. Walked through the doors. Changed my life right there. That was it.
Wow. Cool.
I quit my job.
Really?
I didn't even have.
Whoa.
I just knew.
You're like, this is it.
This was going to be it.
Are your parents musical?
My dad was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was drumming in the Marines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
right.
But before the Marines, but he kind of did that a little bit when he was in the Marines, I think, too. But at high school.
Yeah.
But and then I went to jazz school for 7 years. I ended up being the director of admissions there as well.
Wow.
And then I went to New York City and studied there for a little while.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Wow. That's kind of cool.
A dream.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So you did it.
I did.
Kind of did both.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
A real person, too. Not just a musician.
Right. I had to keep it going to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool.
Yeah. So I got to play with the heavy hitters. Paul Brown.
Yeah.
He and I gigged all the time. I was really lucky to have him on my side as a mentor. And Walt Gordiak, the pianist, New England Jazz Ensemble. He also does composing for the Bushnell, the Hartford orchestra. He does a lot of, so he was another guy I played with, and then a lot of the locals. It was just a phenomenal experience, and I was the leader of 4 bands, so that was super fun, and that happened right away. I didn't know what I was doing, but that's how you learn.
Sure.
You just throw yourself in the thing, and
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, you know how that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
What was the first, how did you get interested in music, like when you were young? What was the thing that turned you on that you were like, okay, I want to get involved in this? Was there any, can you remember?
Yeah, the one class you get to take when you're in middle school was guitar class.
Okay.
I don't know what had happened in the guitar class, but I know that the principal and the guidance counselor came down to the class to watch me, and I must have done something. I don't know what it was. They were all excited about it. So they told my parents. They said I had something. Yeah. But that was it. Like, my parents really didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, right.
Because they wanted me to focus on academics.
They were right.
That's it, right? Because you have to make money, right?
In a way, yeah.
So that was it. So I didn't do anything until I was 24 on my own. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Huh. And you just thought, okay, now is the time. I'm going to kind of get back into it, maybe.
Yeah, well, I'll just give myself some lessons and see, just for fun. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up, just doing this as a career. I started teaching. I opened up my own studio in Glastonbury.
Oh, wow.
And I had, like I said, 4 jazz bands going at once. We were gigging all the time back in the day when it was good.
Yeah. Sure.
Hartford every night.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic.
What were some of the spots? Because I was kind of around.
Okay, the Vado Lounge. Remember that?
No.
The 880 Club.
Oh yeah, sure.
Everybody knows that, right?
Yep.
The Vado Lounge was down near Hot Tomatoes.
Okay.
Yep. They were. Hops was also.
Yep. I remember Hops.
Weathersfield Avenue-ish.
Yep.
I was there often.
Yep.
Twice a week. So those were sort of in Pratt Street. We were around there doing some things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember Pratt Street for sure.
Yeah.
So jazz, more or less.
Yeah. I mean, I play everything, but except for classical, you know.
Yeah.
But bossa nova is really the focus for me, though.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, the Brazilian jazz was where I went. In that you break it down.
Yeah.
I love hard bop.
Okay.
I love modern jazz. I love the traditional jazz, the standards.
Sure.
But Brazilian and choro, samba.
Yeah.
That's what I really focused on and honed in on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of the drummers? I must know.
Jocelyn Pleasant.
Ooh, don't know.
She's from she has her own band now. They're hot in Middletown.
Wow.
The Tribe. Yeah. And then, so she was one of my drummers. Jason Williams.
Yeah, I think so.
He moved. Do you remember him?
I think so.
I think he's in rather Long Island now or something.
Yeah.
Those were my main drummers, and then I was in a reggae band with Andy Nelson, but he's moved now.
Wow.
So,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've kind of done it all.
Yeah.
At one time or another.
Yeah, I went to Portland, Oregon too, and just sort of toured for 6 months with a reggae band.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Hannesfield. Cool. They're here now, and they're very popular.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big reggae fan.
You are?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you play?
I'm a drummer.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love the drums on that.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
Syncopation and the way you feel it.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. I kind of into it and listening to it, trying to immerse myself as much as possible, and kind of think I'm doing it, not sure I'm doing it, maybe I'm doing it, I don't know. And I went to Jamaica once, went for a wedding, my wife's cousin. And lo and behold, at the rehearsal dinner the night before, there's a little, barbecue on the beach thing, and there was a reggae band playing, and I don't know if you're like this, I never, ever asked to sit in, because as musicians, we know nobody real ever does that, ever. But I was so immersed, I just thought, you know what? I have to play with these guys to know if I have it right, to know if I'm close, or whatever. And I never do that. And my wife understood. She's like, I'll ask them. And sure enough, they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And they just threw me in on the deep end. They wouldn't even tell me what they were doing. They just started. And luckily I kind of knew what to do. And I started playing, and they wouldn't let me leave. It was the proudest moment of my life.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, they were like, finished, the drummer just, left. He's like, finish the set. Huh. And I was like, I made it. I actually, because it's, it's like, I don't know if other people who aren't Jamaican, I don't know. We don't know if any of us are doing it right. But I felt like, okay, finally.
You had it.
You must have had an experience like that.
Out in
like
Oregon.
The real people.
Yeah.
You're playing with someone real.
Yeah. We went to a reggae club in Oregon, and I was really, I couldn't even believe we were there.
Yeah.
And I saw how they were dancing. Everybody in that club was dancing on the upbeat.
Yeah.
And we're, looking awkward on the down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, I gotta really feel this, But you feel intimidated because you want to make sure you do it right and you feel it right. And it's not natural because we're not from the country, so
right.
we're not just like Brazilian jazz.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be the
anything.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't have a lot of experience with. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's just another thing. It's all very syncopated, so but you'd get it if you're playing reggae. You would get it.
Well,
no problem.
I mean, I know, but I haven't had the experience to play with people. But I do, like I'm a drum teacher. I just had a student had to, he came in, he was doing an audition. He's like, I have to play a bossa, I have to play a samba, I have to play a Afro-Cuban 6/8.
Whoa.
I'm like, okay, all right, okay. So I can pass, but I don't know if I can pass. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can hang, put it that way. But I don't know. One way to find out.
Yeah, just do it.
Yep. Yeah.
Just
so
do it.
Doing that, was that before or after New York?
The Bossa Nova was before New York, and then when I came back, I continued it, and then I joined a few shoru bands down in New Haven.
Okay.
So the ensembles, amazing.
Yeah.
What an experience.
Yeah.
Just being around all these different Brazilian instruments in a room.
Yeah.
Clarinet.
Wow.
I can't even tell you all the names of the instruments. You know what I mean?
All different
these different, But it was so cool, and we would clap out the rhythms and really work them out. Wow. And the passion was there, you know. Mandolin even and accordion.
Yeah.
Oh, so great.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so the experiences were just remarkable. Always felt magical, no matter how tired I was, and still to this day, no matter how tired I am, I work all day.
Yeah.
But if you're doing music at night, it just fuels you.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you back that, I don't know, that energy. You feel like you're just sort of logy at the end of the day. But you pick up an instrument, you're back to, it's better than caffeine. It's just like you're...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes wish there was another way to get it, but there isn't.
I know.
I was just thinking that. I don't play as many gigs lately as I have, just because I kind of semi-retired a few years back, and now, with COVID and whatever. Yeah, and it's just like, play so rarely, play a gig and not play that well, and then you're just bummed out until the next time you can get back on the horse.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, I wish there was any other way to get that feeling, but there isn't.
I know.
That's the only chance you get to fight your way into some state of grace that will sustain you. And it's like, oh man, I wish it was easier, but it's too late for us now. Like, it's too late.
Yeah, we're hooked. It's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know what it is. We know that thing that we want to get back.
Yeah.
That flow.
Yeah.
That's that magic.
Yeah.
That's why I have the open jams at the senior center. You can come any Tuesday night that I have them.
Oh, cool.
We just
what
we just jam. It's not tonight.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have it tonight because COVID.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm still sort of.
It's gonna be
It's coming.
Won't be long.
Next week we're gonna start up.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
But we were getting together and anybody could come and jam with us, and it just felt good. Yeah. And then you just feel like you're practiced again, rehearsed again. You have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
You got to work on your chops a little bit,
Yep.
A little excitement. Not a gig, but still.
Sure.
Yeah,
and it must be nice, you reach a point like I did too, where it's like you kind of more focused on, let me kind of pass this on a little more rather than just in it for myself fully. So you're just like, okay, this is cool. You get to witness other people getting turned on to it. It's nice, It's nice. I find that with teaching. It's fun. It's like, okay, kind of setting them on the path.
Teaching is great.
Yeah. So you've done a fair amount of teaching. Yeah.
I still do.
Oh, really? Oh,
I have students every week.
Cool.
By Zoom mostly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From home.
Yeah.
But I love it because they get excited. I get excited.
Yeah.
We're sharing that thing. We figured it out on Zoom somehow.
Yeah. No, it's not easy.
No.
Yeah.
But we're getting back in person again. What I've noticed with the gigs or just jamming, going back to that whole topic, is we all say it now. Since this thing that we've been going through for the last 2 years, we play differently now.
Really?
It's more emotion. There's a bit of freedom.
Okay.
We don't worry so much as we used to about. We don't get into our heads about it. We just get into our hearts about it. Yeah, it's very different. There's much more emotion.
Interesting.
And connection.
Yeah.
We're listening to each other versus worrying about, did we hit that right or did we play that right? We're out of our heads now. Interesting. It's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel the gratitude thing a little more, where like when you did, I had a couple gigs kind of dribbling back in, and you're just like, oh wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're playing too many gigs out there. I'm not playing too many, but the ones I do, I think it's kind of like people that are coming to gigs, they want to hear the music now. Even if there's fewer of them, it's still cool because people are just like, oh, this. Like, we could check this out. So I get the connection thing where you just feel like, okay, a little more connected because they're glad that this is happening and we're glad we took it for granted there for a while, you know?
Yeah, and you make a good point. It's not as saturated as it was. So people are like, whoa, really psyched about just going to a gig, being present with that musician or that band. Yep. And they're out there because there's not a lot to choose from. And it's not that they wouldn't come to that gig, but when you have a ton of different options and Friday night, which bar are you going to hit or which club are you going to hit? Yeah. There aren't that many right now, so it's nice to just have that focus.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So explain the format. How does your open jam work? You must card every. Did you ever get a 49-year-old try to sneak in?
Well, there are a couple who come in for the jam, and it doesn't bother me. Okay. You know, one girl, she's like 28. It's okay.
Does she look older?
No, actually. But I just say she's there to help us all out. But but she's still learning how to improvise. Yeah. So I don't mind if she shows up. She's in my band anyway.
Yeah. That's cool.
She plays in a lot of pit orchestras too, but she's trying to learn how to get better at improvising more. Cool. In non-flat keys. Oh boy, yeah. Okay. I'm always throwing.
Oh really?
Key of C. She's like, oh come on, can't we go to B flat? Yeah. But we just typically say tonight's theme is the blues. Okay. Jazz blues or just a straight ahead blues.
And you have all kinds of different, what do you have, like 5 drummers and 1 saxophone or
usually
whoever?
It's one, I organize it well, but if some drummers come, they just swap out. Okay. You know, mostly it's 1 drummer or 2. I've had some hand percussion. So we've had like a variety of percussionists come. And if they do, I'll have tambourines, bongos, djembes available. And then the guitarist, obviously, can have as many as you want. I have a keyboard, and I also have a piano over there. So if I have 2 of those folks show up, they can just... And then the horn players are the horn players.
Nice, nice. So there probably some older folks haven't played in a while or getting back into it, or...
No, it's mostly people who are already musicians or just... want to try something new or
gives them a destination.
They haven't had an outlet in a while.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And really it is mostly 50s and 60s who come, and then the people who want to just listen are a little older usually. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
And the Thursday nights are more organized. So it used to be an open mic, and now I call it more of a showcase. Okay. I schedule the musicians ahead of time, and I reach out.
You were saying that.
Yeah.
So you can put it together.
Yep.
A little more performance oriented rather than.
Yeah, 20-minute spot. Yep. 20-minute spot.
Yep.
And it's kind of neat. It just falls in right, and everybody appreciates the momentum of it and the variety. Yeah. I want to make sure we have variety too. Yeah. And not a lot of repeats, so everybody gets an opportunity.
So, not everybody's playing.
Yeah.
The same.
Every
Mustang
month.
Sally over
and that
over.
Too.
Yeah.
This next week we have Mardi Gras, so I'm checking in with everybody. What tunes are you playing? Because
you don't have everybody playing the Saints.
Right.
Every
right. Yeah. But it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep that going.
Yeah. So in March I'm not going to have one because it's St. Patrick's.
Oh, okay.
But in April I'm going to switch it over to the 3rd Wednesday because it seems like 3rd Thursday is a hot thing around here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
It's like everybody's busy.
Everybody does something.
Mm-hmm. Huh. So in April, I'll go to 3rd Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's cool.
And maybe send some Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So you were saying you have a band now. You got a thing going on.
Yeah, I do. I have, let's see, I'm in a quartet, in a quintet, and I have a few duos.
Wow.
And so one of us plays like retirement homes, another duo, and we do, sort of like just the little coffee house gigs, although we haven't been doing that in a while.
Yeah.
And then the band, I'm in 2 bands. I'm in a Mardi Gras band, really, a New Orleans band, and cool. I'm the drummer.
Oh, wow. Hey,
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's new for me.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I started out teaching myself air drums, and when I sat at the drum set for the first time ever, I was able to play the full set.
Cool.
Just by watching Phil Collins as a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of came natural.
Yeah.
So I love playing the drums.
That's cool.
I'm in a band called TJE, and we have some gigs coming up. And then I do have some gigs actually coming up. Yeah, all of a sudden we're getting gigs.
Yeah, right.
It's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can happen.
And then I play in the pits for some musicals.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. I'm in the big band for the New Britain High School.
Oh,
they hire out. They hire some of the seasoned players.
Yeah.
So I do that when I can, but it's getting a little too busy now. So
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know Rich Dart? He's a pit percussionist drummer. Worked at the Godspeed back in the day. Not back in the day, but
his name sounds familiar, but we haven't crossed paths.
Yeah.
No, we haven't crossed paths.
He's you know Michael Blankafort? He's a pit guy too. Oh, good. All right, yeah. He's on the list. We're gonna get him.
Nice.
In there. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael.
Great guys. I mean, you seem to, you learn the circuit.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah.
All the usual suspects.
I always end up with kind of the same, people as we go around.
Yeah.
But the pit's great. I miss it. I did Pippin like forever, so I could play that in my sleep now.
Oh wow. Yeah. Not my thing.
No.
Not necessarily.
What's your favorite one?
Oh, I don't have any musical in me. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Wish I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was in, high school pit band, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Wasn't really my thing.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just takes a lot of dedication every night.
That might have been the problem.
It's just, too much. Yeah. I did Dream Girls, and it was like every night till 1 a.m.
Oh, wow.
For rehearsal. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like you say, that's dedication.
Yeah.
Was it worth it? Must have been.
It was good for my skill building.
Yeah, right. At the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What else?
Let's see. So, what else do I have? So, the Harvard Conservatory, I was there for a while. I think we just missed each other, Dave, by like a few years. Right. Dave Kosminski and I know a lot of the similar people. I played with Dave Stoltz for a few gigs.
Oh, cool.
He's a friend of mine.
Yeah, I see him all the
Dave?
time. Yeah.
He's always at the Flying Monkey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Up on the Pike.
Yeah. They have another one, too.
Do they really? I
didn't know.
Used to
be up at the airport.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where he started, and now he's on the Pike. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, played with Dave a couple times. That was cool. I used to play at Adams Mill all the time.
Okay.
And Dave, I would say, "Hey, Dave, we're going to do some Allman Brothers music."
Oh boy.
And so
not your thing?
I love it, but when Dave Stoltz shows up, you're like, you have to really play this right.
Oh yeah. He
locks in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
he's great.
Yeah. Dave's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, we teach at the same place, one of the same places. So I see him all the time.
Was in Glastonbury?
No, up in Music and Arts up in West Hartford. Used to be LaSalle, right on the corner.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I see Dave.
He's so fun.
Yeah.
We used to do lunch all the time, but
Yeah. Well, it'll all come back.
Yeah.
It'll all come back.
And his wife is great. She sings. I think they just did a gig together.
Oh,
Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
So let's see, who else do I know that you might know? Joe Carter, he's the Brazilian jazz guy. You might not know him, but he played with Jeff Fuller a lot, who's a bass player.
Okay. Yeah.
New Haven more.
Yep.
Fairfield County.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know, speaking of the New Haven scene, sadly, did you know Ronnie Lawrence? Did you know Ronnie?
I heard about what happened. It's so sad.
Yeah. Like growing up in Wallingford, that was the thing. Like Ronnie was, 5, 6, 7 years older than me or whatever.
Wow.
But he was like the kingpin. So when you were like in my world growing up in Wallingford, you would, go to New Haven and get your mind blown. You go find out where Ronnie was playing. And then just like, it was always the best, the best of the best. Very sad.
So sad.
Yeah, it's really, really sad.
Big loss.
Yeah, he was on the list. He was going to be here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was going to be a big one. I played with him the last summer, not this summer, but the pre-vaccine summer. I played a bunch of outdoor gigs with him over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky. That was the last time I kind of hung out with him.
Wow.
So, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, drag. But that to me, we might be in different scenes, but when I think of New Haven, the fusion scene or whatever. That's him.
Yeah.
That's the dude.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
end of an era.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Down in that in that whole scenario.
Totally.
But yeah.
That's
Ronnie.
Rest in peace, Ronnie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy.
It's a loss.
Huge.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, we've lost a few musicians in these last 2 years, and it's been rough. A couple of them had a gig, and that night they just didn't make it, and it's so hard. You can't really wrap your mind around it,
Yeah.
It's just, you can't really.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No matter who they are, but it's just when, I don't know, for some reason when it's a musician, it just feels like, I don't know. You feel like you're related because we're connected.
Yeah,
in that way.
Yeah, well, you know their voice, their artistic voice, the unspoken, but whatever the other level of communication is, you just realize, I'm never going to hear that. I'm never going to hear that thing again.
Right.
Not just them, but their thing.
Yeah.
You're like,
exactly.
End of an era. I saw, I got really lucky. I was starting to get into reggae and starting to crack it. And I was visiting someone up in Woodstock, and the Scatolites played, and it's Lloyd Knibb, Scatolites drummer, pretty much invented. He was like one of the dudes that helped to invent ska back in the day. And I saw him play, with my own eyes, and just was like, oh, okay, this changes everything, everything. I just was like, all right, let me figure this out. And once I kind of figured out that he was the dude, it's like seeing an original. It's like, and once I figured it out, I was like, okay, I got it. Now I'm gonna see them whenever they come around. And he died, not long after that. And I was like, oh, I just missed. I saw it once, luckily, but I just missed it. I was like, okay, all right.
Wow.
So yeah, you got to get the originals.
You got to hold on to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The originals are. Yeah. It's where it's at.
Yep. Definitely.
You were lucky to have that moment, but wow.
Yeah. What were some of yours? What were some that spring to mind? You got any?
Yeah, mostly the jazz guys like Jim Hall. I got a chance to see Jim twice, and I actually asked him if he would give me lessons, but he said, "Oh, I'm retiring now, and I just want to play. I just want to write. I just want to." But he actually was learning from John Scofield and Pat Metheny at the time. He was that open-minded to to modern players.
Yeah.
And John Scofield was my teacher's teacher.
Oh, that's
as well.
Cool. That's cool.
And Sal Salvador was also my teacher's teacher. So that's the Brazilian edge.
Yeah.
But so I got to see John Scofield many times and got to chat with him. So he's a Connecticut guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
that'll never happen. He's on the list too, but that'll never dream on. I do know some guys that play. He might. You never know. I don't know if I can hang.
Oh yes, you can.
Well, maybe.
Oh yeah. He's so laid back.
Oh really?
Oh,
I never met him, but yeah.
Super cool.
That's a
great.
thought.
You should.
That would be a good one.
He's Connecticut.
Yeah.
He just performed at the Blue Note, I think last night or this weekend.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll try to remember.
And then Ron Carter.
Yep.
I got to meet him and a few times, but one time I went up to the dressing room to say hi to him in the between sets, and he was sitting there like this. He was tired. I said, "Hey, Ron," I said, I'm not going to bother you. I just want you to know Paul Brown says hi. Paul Brown was the guy who led the Hartford Jazz Monday night. And Ron goes, "PB!"
Hey, you woke him up.
And then we...
Yeah.
Oh, what a moment.
Yeah.
Because Paul is like the most bassist player ever, the gigginest guy, the most recorded bassist ever, I think.
Wow. Yeah,
he must be in the Guinness World Book of Records.
Yeah.
But during COVID, he opened up just conversations on Zoom.
Oh, wow.
You could actually,
that's great.
So we did that a few times. Lots of people from lots of countries.
Yeah, right.
But he would recognize you.
Hey, that's
in
cool.
that Zoom, and he was so down to earth.
I hate to say, I don't want to say that that's a benefit from this whole, but some things do happen like that. Like you say, you know what I mean?
We'd never have that opportunity otherwise.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know, to get that close to those people who you just, they're way over there.
Yep.
And I mean, they're not accessible in the way that we would like them to be.
Yep.
So we use their music to feel close to them. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
And how generous for them to do that.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
To just be like, here,
Yeah.
opening it up.
It gave us hope.
Yeah.
During this time.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
Yeah, changed it all around.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I obviously wish that it was under any other circumstance.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Than the sacrifice of lives and everything.
But
yeah, it did change. I mean, I did that too. I was doing, well, I guess this kind of almost started like that. But yeah, I was doing Facebook Live things and just kind of playing stuff and, trying to connect.
Yeah.
It's cool. Give you something to look forward to.
Well, that's it. And when this happened, similarly, the first thing I did was I reached out to the nursing homes and the assisted livings and said, what can I do?
Yeah, right.
Because nobody was allowed in. So we found a way to have me chime in through this whatever avenue they had. Some had just the phones, some had Google Meet, some had whatever.
Yeah.
Then one time I was performing for 5 of them at once, 5 different communities.
Oh, wow.
From my apartment.
Hey, that's cool.
And it was so neat. Some would put an iPad and on a cart, and they would call me the traveling musician. So they'd go room to room in the hallway.
Hey, that's cool.
And I'd get to see the seniors, and I could talk with them.
Yeah.
And there was a connection, and there was crying. They were so just, first of all, a lot of them didn't even know what this TV was, and a person was, interacting with them.
That's happening now.
All right.
This is a person.
So Star
real.
Trek.
Yeah.
And then I would go when the weather was a little nicer. I would go to window to window.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Pierce was doing that.
Yeah. So you had.
Yeah.
Gosh, it felt a little bit like, I don't know. You wanted so much to reach people who were locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a beautiful thing.
Needed to find a way to do it.
Yeah. Well, you figured it out.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, it was neat. We all were trying to figure it out, because we felt so bad for those folks,
Yeah.
But yeah, so thankfully we're opening it all back up again. But man, this taught us a lot of things as to how we can deliver that gift of music.
Yeah. That's a way to look at it for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Were you always interested in working with that population, with older folks, or was it just an opportunity?
Actually, it was something I seeked out. So I always really lived with my grandparents, mostly, and always related to the older population for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's probably because I lived with my grandparents mostly, and hung out with my great aunts and uncles all the time.
Yeah.
So we just had a connection.
Yeah.
And when I went out to Oregon and I finished that tour, I came back and I said, I'm going to call a nursing home and just start.
Oh, that's cool.
Working.
Yeah.
As a recreation therapist and see what that is.
Yeah.
I fell in love with that field because you could dabble into anything artistic,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
And stretch yourself, not just music, cooking, art.
Yeah.
Learn how to do this. I love learning, right?
Yeah,
YouTube.
Yeah. Sure.
So then I went into Manchester Community College, and I got my my state certification, so that I could do records for you had to do medical records, so we could be audited by the state.
Right.
So I could be more helpful to my supervisor.
Okay.
So now I'm a state certified therapeutic rec specialist, and
wow.
Yeah, and then so that was just tons of music. Anything I did was music bingo. Karaoke night, just music therapy, hospice, a lot of that.
Yeah.
One-to-ones with music, music storytelling, and then just did a lot of the other art. But yeah, that's
a cool thing.
Oh, the breakthroughs were phenomenal with music.
Wow.
We had one woman who wouldn't speak for years.
Yeah.
And I worked with her.
Yeah.
And I worked with her, and I worked with her, and I worked with her.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah.
She can sing the songs now.
Wow.
She can't have a conversation with you.
Right.
But she sings all the songs from when she was married.
Yeah.
And that's what music did.
Yeah.
Because it stimulated the brainwaves.
Yep.
Those stories were just, that's what was worth it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so that field's pretty amazing. And I know that it's scary for a lot of people because nursing homes can be a drag, right? Nobody really wants to go to a nursing home. So, I wanted to get beyond that image and just get in there and dive in.
Yeah.
So then I ended up doing that during COVID. I actually went back after Wallingford, and I worked in a COVID facility for a little while. In a nursing home up in Torrington.
Wow.
Just to try to help, because I felt like that was my duty.
Yeah.
Because I'm a therapeutic rec person, and I just felt like I needed to get back in there and help them for a second. And then I got out because it was too hard after a while. They closed the facility.
Sure.
It was temporary.
Yeah,
it was just temporary. And then I thought, that's enough. That was good.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did it.
Wow.
But I don't know how.
That's cool.
Kudos to all of the healthcare workers, because that was tough. And some of those folks have been doing this from the beginning of COVID,
right.
and I don't know how. Because it's tough.
I can't even imagine.
It's very
Once
hard.
in more than a century. Yeah. This kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you combine 2 callings.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is there another one? What now?
I think that's it. I mean, the business end of it, right?
Yeah.
The brokerage and the investing. And so I have that business side. So the organization of all that, and just doing the, the business end of things.
Yep.
So that kind of comes into play with the senior center director.
Yeah.
There's a lot of administrative stuff there.
Yeah.
So that seems to be working out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm learning. I had to really stretch again and learn.
Yeah.
It's like, this is
that's
really,
what you wanted.
Yeah. It's really hard, but now I'm getting it. So it's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So I get to do all 3, things. And
that's cool.
Left brain, right brain.
Why not? What else is there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're doing it all.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like to stretch it out and challenge myself too, because I think it's good to be humbled, and that's why I like to try different styles of music too. Just
nice.
Sort of like,
nice.
Or drums. Like, now I'm really feeling like a kid again, or Babe in the Woods.
Yep. I do the same thing to a degree. I took up when we were like really locked down, I was getting bored, and I decided I wanted to learn to play the mountain dulcimer, which is the 3-string.
Yeah.
And because I'm not much of a guitar player, so it's kind of easy. It's just like 3-string chords.
Yeah.
And it's still, I'm making a breakthrough now, but I practice every day, and I'm not that good. I mean, I'm figuring it out, watching YouTube, figuring it out. But I did that because as a teacher, sometimes drum teacher, I try to be patient. I try to remind myself of frustration, of trying to get something, not being able to, and how to go at it over and over and over and memorize muscle memory or something, so that I'm patient with the kids. Because if I just do drums, I not that I get impatient, but I can't relate to starting. And this is like, okay, so let me start over.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of doing that, just the same kind of thing. Of feeling challenged, like I need to feel somewhat challenged in order to remember what that feels like, to connect with that energy from a student.
That's important.
I think so.
It really is. It makes you a better teacher. It really does.
Yeah. I think so.
I relate to what you're saying, and it's so important to keep teaching, and it's also important to keep teaching yourself.
Right. Well, like you say, to try to humble yourself. I don't want to be Mr. Know Everything Drums and just be this dispenser of knowledge. It's like I want to be in on it too. I want to be in the middle of a discovery at the same time. Even if it's not the same thing, I'm still in a flow of discovery, and that's kind of like you want to keep that alive so you can, kind of get the same thing going.
It's important. Yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
It helps you, like you say, it helps you remember, baby steps. Step 1. Right.
And how to achieve results too. That's the thing, is to remind myself. I had a student a couple weeks ago. He was trying to learn an Afro-Cuban 6/8 groove. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. I know what that is, and kind of played it. And then he said, well, I have it written. He had it written out. And he said, whoever was holding the auditions is a drummer. He said, it's got to be like this. I said, okay. I'm reading it, and there was a certain voicing of the toms I couldn't get. I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, dude, I said, all right, here's the deal. I can't play. When's your audition? It's a couple weeks. I said, all right, I can't play this right now. I said, I'm going to make a deal with you. I'll see you next week. I'm going to practice it. If I can't do it, then you won't. Yeah, I'd like to meet the kid that could do this. No offense. But I said, I'm going to take it home and practice it. I'm going to tell you how long it took me to get it. And the bad news for you, if I can do it, you're going to have to do it. And it was the same thing. I mean, I worked on, and I've been playing drums forever. But there was just like a certain switch up. I couldn't figure it out. And it took me, I practiced. I got about halfway through the week. It's like, okay. And he walked in the next week. I go, bad news. I can play it. So now you got to play. I showed him how to play it. Unfortunately, he didn't get the gig. But he's got more things in front of him.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, how'd you do? He's like, I didn't get it. Oh man. I said, was it the 6/8? He goes, I don't know. I said, well, how did you play it? No. Anyway. But I got my ass kicked just recently from, I could play the 6/8, but then I was like, oh, that tom thing. I'm like, all right, okay, hold on. Yeah. So I had to go back to school.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
That's cool. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's, always looking for some kind of challenge.
Definitely. Yeah. And then it feels so great when you can do it. It's like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I love when it clicks. Like,
yeah, I'm like, oh, hey, kiddo, you still got it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I had a thing like over the pandemic. I kind of, been practicing on drums. I don't know if this is the same for you. If it is, please relate your experience. But like, I'll practice things, but a lot of times then you get on the gig and they're not gig worthy. Like they don't project or they don't come across or you don't have them smooth enough. And I worked up like a whole bunch of licks. It's like, oh man, when I start playing gigs again, I'm going to whip this out. It's going to be killer. Yeah. And then only to realize that 90% of them don't really translate. And you're like, oh, well. And the last gig I played, there was a couple of things I was working on that actually worked. I was like, oh, good.
Oh, that's
okay,
great.
All right, we got something. But it's like they're always trying to like bring something in. Yeah, so anyway.
Well, that happens to me a lot. And I don't know if it's because the band, we're just not feeling it the way I was feeling it listening to a recording and playing against that recording, and that band was swinging.
Right.
And this band, maybe they're not swinging.
Right.
Or it takes 2 years to practice something and have it come out.
Right.
Right?
Right. That's why I think smooth.
Yeah.
It can't be, you can do it, but it's got to be smooth.
Isn't it cool when you're playing and all of a sudden that thing you've been trying to do for years, like years ago.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it miraculously just shows up. Yeah. And now?
Yeah.
Now I can play that.
Yeah, where were you when I needed to? Yeah.
And so that was be more than 2 years. It'd be like 5 years later, and here it comes. But that's just part of the brain, the way it works.
They're just seeds.
That's it.
You never know. Yep. You don't know.
Yeah, but it is cool.
Yeah.
So Dulcimer.
Yeah.
So once a month at the senior center.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm hoping to change.
I'm over 50.
Hoping to change the name someday. I know, maybe community center.
I got you.
Down the road.
Yeah.
Maybe in a few
baby
years.
Steps.
Baby steps. Few years. Dulcimer class will be once a month.
Are you serious?
With Carolyn Brodzinski.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Because I need lessons.
$10. And it starts the end of March. The last Tuesday of the...
It's done deal.
So some of my Tuesday nights are turning into other things.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Okay, so...
Tuesdays?
Yeah, it's...
Oh, no, I have to be here.
Tuesday nights from 6 to 7.
Okay.
That works, right?
I'll make people come here later.
Like 7:15.
Yeah,
it's right
that's
here.
Fine.
You just bring your dulcimer.
I will.
Because then...
Which one? I have 3 of them already.
There you go. That's so cool, because then she can open the class to more people, because she brings, I think, 12 dulcimers. So if other people bring theirs, then we can have more.
Oh, I'll bring mine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We just had a class last month, and it went really well.
Really?
Yeah.
There's that many people?
Yeah. It's
See,
full.
I got to find my community, because I'm just on my own. Dave, you missed it. She runs a dulcimer lesson night.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Once a month.
I've been looking for my people. I just found my people.
Yep.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
cool.
so much fun.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Just easy enough, because like I say, I'm not much of a guitar player. So it's like, I have rhythm, so a lot of it I can breeze through, but then it's like, this is a little different.
Yeah, she'll teach the class. It'll be the same people probably every month then, so you develop as you go. And Carolyn's great.
I'm there.
Yeah.
The only problem is, Dave, we just figured it's from 6 to 7, so we have to push the podcast off to 7:15 because I got to go do the thing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
You could have her here and talk sometime too. She's with Seat of Our Pants.
Okay.
They're called Soup, SOOP.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But when you meet her, you can.
Yeah. Oh, I'm there. I'm definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
So there you go.
Cool.
So there's something for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we get to. Have you ever seen? You've never seen our show?
No.
Okay. We end in a pie fight, so I hope you're ready. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, just a couple of questions to wrap up that I always find interesting. Are you a consistent practicer of your instrument?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. That's cool. Like what? Like how? So.
Well, used to be scales,
Yep.
used to be all that stuff.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get back into the old books I used to just for a reading.
Yeah.
But with the big band stuff, that's kept my reading going. So that's cool.
Yep.
As far as when I pick songs for a repertoire for the band, I always pick new songs.
Okay.
So, and I'll challenge myself. They have to be really tricky.
Yep.
Syncopated rhythms and things like that. So that's how I practice.
Yeah.
And I have probably a good 50, 60 songs a month that I work on.
Wow.
And then I write my own as well.
Wow.
So that's how I practice now.
Yeah.
It has to be that there's a goal.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? How do you,
cool.
what do you?
Some kinda. I've never been a total consistent practicer, but I always have something that I'm trying to work out.
Yeah.
And then actually we had somebody dropped off a pile of old, like rudimental drumming books, some of them from the 30s and the 40s, but like a pile of them. And I'm kind of making my way through those on the pad, trying to get my technique together a little. And it was really cool. So I just like put them in a magazine rack and just started going through them one at a time, just seeing, how good is my reading, how good is my technique. I'm okay. I'm like a 70 technique wise. I wouldn't say I have great technique, but I do try to work on it, so
that's great.
That's something,
It is. And
that and the dulcimer.
Yeah. Well, now you got something new, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it's the drums. So on Instagram, there's a 30-day brush challenge.
Oh, cool.
So I'm learning how to work with the brushes.
Terrible.
That's all I'll work with.
Hey, that's cool.
Because the room over at the senior center, it's too wild for drums.
Right.
So I have to work with brushes.
Is it too wild for dulcimer? What's
no.
It like? Okay.
It's great, actually. It works out really well.
Hey, that's cool. Yeah, I'm terrible at brushes. Awful. I could never get that together. Yeah.
It's almost like you have to dance with them in order to get that feel.
Yep. Yeah, I can never get that together. That's cool.
Yeah.
Desert Island album or a few? It's just a kind of...
Desert Island album?
Sure.
Desert Island album.
You know what that means?
Mm-mm.
Okay. If you were stranded on a desert island for the rest of your days, what would keep you endlessly entertained?
Jim Hall, Concerto de Ardennes.
Okay.
How about you?
Don't know it.
It's...
Oh, you're not going to like mine. Doesn't matter.
No, I will.
Slayer, Rain in Blood. No. No, that's one of them.
Nice.
No, probably the White Album by the Beatles. I'm a big Beatles fan. So.
That never
White Album is... No,
tires.
I never get sick of that one.
Yeah,
it's a double album, so
great.
By the time you get to the end, you're ready to go back to the beginning.
That's wonderful.
But
yeah.
All right, any other ones? That's the one that springs to mind.
So, well, that's the one I know I can listen to and just never tire. Another one would be a Joe Beam collection, Stan Getz.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
know.
Even I know that stuff.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Another one for you?
Yeah. Oh, man. What are you asking me for? Everyone already knows all mine. Man, good Lord. I don't know. It depends on what day it is. I have so many.
Well, that's it.
So many.
The day.
Hundreds.
I mean, because there could be a day when I'm listening to Alternative Nation on Sirius XM, and I'm psyched about the today's music.
Yeah. Yep.
I like alternative music.
Yeah.
And it pumps you up and it gets you in a different frame of mind.
Yep. There's always stuff going on.
Yeah.
Always something going on.
But Miles Davis Kind of Blue would probably be the third.
Sure. Yeah. How wrong can you go?
Yeah. That's it.
I hear that.
Yeah.
If you could eat only one type or kind of food for the rest of your days, like desert island food. Or like, I always put this question weird, but like sometimes I'll be eating something and I'll be fine with this every day. What's that for you? Is there a food that you just go, I'm good with this?
Sushi.
Oh, okay.
It kind of would work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would just have to learn how to go fishing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you'd survive on the island.
I'd be all right.
Yeah, that kind of, that works. Yeah.
How about you?
Oh, God. Mexican probably. Anything.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Oh, man, I wish I could.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No?
No.
How come?
Stomach just doesn't.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I'm cast iron. I can eat jalapenos and go to bed.
Oh,
no problem.
You are lucky.
Yeah, I am lucky. I don't know how long that's going to last. But yeah, I can literally eat like jalapenos and go to bed and sleep all night like a baby. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
I don't know what that's.
Whatever that is.
I don't know.
I wish I had it.
I don't know what it is. All right. Well, that's cool. Lynn Tracey was here.
Thanks for having me.
I got it
was
right.
A lot of fun. You did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah.
Well,
good one.
The only thing I can end with is, since you're a drummer.
Sure.
My my advisor Walt Gordiak, who the New England Jazz Ensemble guy.
Yep.
He played with Buddy Rich.
Oh.
He had a lot of stories.
I bet.
Yeah.
Did he get fired?
No.
Oh, really?
I know.
Hey.
He didn't.
He made it.
He didn't, but
wow.
Yeah, out in California. He played with him.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah, that is something. Yeah.
So
yeah, I had I was, probably about 12, 13, just starting to get kind of serious about drumming. And I was out in Chicago for summer with my aunt and uncle, and they're like, you're into drums, and they took me to see Buddy Rich then.
No.
Yeah, it was mind blowing.
What?
It was mind blowing. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, this okay, Wow. Yeah, and then I saw him, I think, at least once after that. But yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. It was really crazy.
Yeah. Intense.
Yeah, they'll never be.
He came to Manchester High School, too.
Did he really?
Manchester High School.
Wow.
Sure. Yeah, I bet.
Wow.
I bet. Yeah. Buddy Rich. Wow.
Wish I had a chance. Yeah.
It was wild.
Wish I had a chance to
see
him.
I just lucked out. I mean, I didn't even know. They just took me. I mean, I'd heard his name, but, whatever. Mm-hmm. But then, you just kind of like things that you didn't know. I mean, especially when you're young, things that you did not even know were even remotely possible.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, okay.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. Crazy.
The other drummers I like and really admire, Tony Williams.
Sure, yeah.
And Art Blakey.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are... Art Blakey, that the Jazz Messengers, you kind of knew what they were always going to do. Tony Williams was very innovative for his time, I feel.
Yep.
How about you? Who's your favorite drummer?
I have 3. Don't forget, I'm a total rock and roller.
That's cool.
Ringo. I don't know if you know Tom Artolino from NRBQ, band. Rock and roll drummer.
Yep.
And Bunny Carlos from Cheap Trick.
Oh, yeah.
Another one. Kind of Chicago. He has a thing that he does that nobody does. Mm-hmm. Those are my 3 favorites. And then it just gets and then Jim Keltner, and then it just gets deeper. Steve Jordan, et cetera, et cetera. Nice. But yeah.
Cheap Trick. When I was a kid, I wanted to know who they were.
Yeah.
They really grabbed me as well. Yeah, it was my attention.
Yeah, great band. Well, they kind of swing a little bit.
Yeah.
They're not straight up and down. They kind of have a little bit of a swing, which is what I like too.
That's great.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we might be good.
Well, we'll have to jam sometime.
Yeah, we will. I'll be around. Now that I know, I'll be around.
Good.
I'm definitely showing up for the Dulcimer thing. Oh yeah.
Give me a call.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be the turning point for me, because I've been trying to find people, because I'm like, I need lessons. I need to because I think I'm getting somewhere, but there's got to be some things. I just bought a chord book, and I'm trying to figure things out, and this is going to tip me over.
Yeah, and then most of the people who are there are around our age.
Yeah, cool.
It's actually a variety, mostly our age and a little older. So, yep.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Very cool.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Lynn Tracey from down the street, Portland Senior Center.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you're a senior, drop in. Or even maybe on the
cusp.
Yeah. Being a senior. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was fun. We'll do it again someday.
Okay.
All right, kids. Thanks a lot. John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, downtown Portland, Connecticut. We're here today with Lynn Tracey, director of Portland Senior Center here. Thanks for listening, kids. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. That is all.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.